You got the games up already?
Yeah. I'm ready to rock and roll. We are back. Well, I'm back, and Rick is back. It's the Fantasy Football Avengers, and this is the Saturday show. This is the show where we really cut loose. My man Rick stepping in tonight because my two co-hosts, Boulevard, he's out sick, and he is in San Francisco. He's going to the Cowboys 49ers game. So, he out there with the fam, living it up, having a good time. Hopefully the boys bring home a W for him tomorrow. Well, for him and me, because we need that. But today we're going to talk about the Thursday night game. That game was dope. Way better than what I expected. We're gonna go over some starts and sits. We're gonna hit some Q&A. We're gonna call our shots. Garfield's gonna give us a kicker of the week. We're gonna go over what's left of the sleepers. But before we get into all that, you know what we do. We get the party started right. Let's hit that intro.
You're now about to witness the strength of fantasy football knowledge.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Avengers podcast, starring Kyle Shanahans, Boulevard, GQ, and GI16. And now, here's the boys.
Ew. We are back. Without no further ado, let's get into that Thursday night game. That game was a barn burner. Like, if you had pieces of that game, you probably are happy. Rams, Vikings. I thought it was going to be a beat down. I thought the Rams had nothing coming in this game. I said, you know what? I'm not even going to waste my time even trying to really analyze this game. But lo and behold, last minute, Puka Nacua. He's playing. Oh, now we got a game. So in this game, what I noticed early, Sam Darnold really wasn't looking for nobody but Justin Jefferson the majority of the night. That's what I noticed early. And for me, I have Justin Jefferson in a lot of leagues. So I was happy. I was like, hey, let that boy eat. Let him eat. Justin Jefferson ended up having 8 catches for 115 yards, no TDs. But a TD would have been an icing on the cake. But that's a perfect game right there. That's a perfect game. That's a good 19 and a half points. You ain't mad at that. I'm glad. In one league, I was gonna start Addison. I said, but you know what? I had a feeling. So let me sit Addison down. Because I had a choice. It was either going to be Addison or it was going to be Swift. And Swift has been playing some really great football lately, and he has a juicy matchup against the Commanders this week. I said, let me sit Addison down. And I'm glad that I did that because Addison only had 2 catches for 22 yards. That's 4.5. Right. That's 4.2 points. I'm good on that. Aaron Jones really didn't do much. He had 58 yards on the ground, 37 yards in the air. So that's about a good 10 points. He had 2 catches, about good 10 points. Sam Darnold, 18 for 25, 240 yards, 2 TDs, decent game. But Matt Stafford, if you started Matt Stafford this week, you reaped the reward. 25 for 34, 279, and 4 TDs. 4. Of course, Kyron Williams, that boy do him every week.
I was about to say.
You can start him. You can start Kyron every week. He had 23 carries for 97 yards. He's plug and play. You put him in your lineup. As long as he's in the game, you put him in your lineup and you just walk away from it. He had 23 carries for 97 yards, and he even had some catches. He had what did he have? 5 catches, 19 yards, and a TD. Beautiful game. Beautiful game.
I think if memory serves me correctly, I think he's on a 5-game TD streak right now. So if you got Kyren Williams on your team, definitely plug and play. You just sit him there and just walk away. Only time you take him out is on a bye week, and their bye week is done. So you can play him for the rest of the season as long as health allows it. As long as health allows it. Puka Nacua, welcome back. 7 catches, 106 yards. Welcome back, my boy. Welcome back.
Cooper Kupp actually didn't have a bad game either. Welcome back for Cooper Kupp as well. 5 catches, 51 yards, 1 TD. Not bad. 16 points right there. DeMarcus Robinson, sneakily decent. He had 2 catches. He had 2 catches, but both of his catches went for touchdowns. So he had about a good 15 points in this game. 2 catches, 35 yards, 2 TDs. You love that. You love it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All day. Tutu, been nice knowing you. You've been decent.
I just picked him up. I'm so mad. I just picked him up, and I'm glad I was looking at the notifications and checking the stats on Cooper Kupp and Puka, because I was going to start Tutu. But once I saw that they was healthy, I was like, no, let me sit him. And we see the result, 1 catch for 18 yards. So, yeah.
If Cooper Kupp does get traded, I would invest in Tutu again. But but for right now, nah. And I'm not even 100% sure that if I am the Rams after that game, I don't think that I'm looking to trade Cooper Kupp anymore. I don't think that I would be, because you're not out of it. You're not out of it. Yeah. You're still in it. You're still in the playoff hunt. You're still in the playoff hunt. Yeah. So I would not. Unless somebody comes with an offer that you just can't refuse, I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't trade Cooper Kupp. Yeah. But let's get into these games, because we got some nice little games coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do.
Packers versus Jaguars. Okay. Who are we starting in this game? Who are we starting in this game? Of course, you know, if you're in a 2-team league, you could definitely start Trevor Lawrence. I wouldn't be opposed to starting Trevor Lawrence. Trevor's actually been playing decent the last couple of weeks.
I was going to say he's starting to heat up. Starting to heat up, but he's been shaky this year.
The Jags are trash, but you can start Trevor Lawrence. You can start Brian Thomas Jr. You can even start Evan. You can start Evan Ingram.
And that's about it. I ain't starting Christian Kirk. I'm sorry. I done lost all faith in Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk needs to be gone. He needs to be gone. Yeah. Like, I feel like the talent with Christian Kirk is still there. I just feel like his time in Jacksonville is up. He needs to go somewhere. He needs to be in a winning culture. Maybe we'll start.
Man, not even just that, man. Somebody needs to say it, and I'm willing to say it if nobody else is.
Go ahead.
He's not a number one. He's not a number one receiver. I'm sorry. Christian Kirk is not a number one receiver.
I've been saying it for years. Yeah. He had a chance to be the number one receiver in Arizona. Didn't pan out.
Yep.
Nope. Didn't pan out. That's why they went out and got D-Hop, because he wasn't it. He wasn't it. He had that 1 year in Jacksonville. He had that 1 year in Jacksonville where he was decent. Yep. No, because Calvin Ridley was there.
I was about to say last year with Calvin Ridley cooked him.
Yeah.
He came there fresh off that suspension, got his check and cooked him for a year, and then turned it into another check with Tennessee. So Christian Kirk is just not a number one, man.
My whole thing is, and Christian Kirk was the guy that jump started this whole wide receivers getting paid 20+ million, because that's what Jacksonville paid him. And I'm like, what did you see in Arizona that made you feel like Christian Kirk was worth 20+ million a year? Christian Kirk is a 10, 11, 12 million a year per guy. In this environment.
Right.
If this was back in the 90s, he would probably be getting 5 or 6 million a year. Like, but he's not. He's not. Hey, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him getting his bag. I ain't mad at him getting his bag. But brother, you was not worth $20 million. And he jump started that market, and it's the snowball effect is just rolling because of Christian Kirk. For somebody who wasn't without Christian Kirk signing that deal, guys like Justin Jefferson would probably be getting just $20 million a year.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because Christian Kirk getting $20 million, I'm sure every agent for every top flight wide receiver says, hey, this guy's getting $20 million. Look at his numbers versus my guy. My guy deserves way more.
Because we already got the numbers, right? So if Christian Kirk is making 20 and you got Tyreek making 30,
right?
Devontae Adams making 30. Come on now.
Right.
Where's the in between? You feel what I'm saying? Who's making 25?
Right. Well, Debo's making 25.
Debo's making 25?
Debo's making 25.
Okay. All right. Who else would you put on that Debo level for the 25?
Honestly, I felt like Brandon Ayuk should have been a 25 guy.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
I felt like maybe if Brandon Ayuk was on another team that didn't have as many weapons as we have, he would probably, light up the stat sheet a lot more. But for his numbers, he should have got just 25 for his numbers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah. Both 49ers receivers to me are 25 a year per guy. Because neither one of them are Tyreek Hill.
Right.
Neither one of them are Justin Jefferson. And I love both my guys. I love them both, but they're not Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. They're not. Like, I looked at, you see that catch Justin Jefferson had on the shoulder? Like,
oh my God. That was so nasty.
I was like, yeah, that's why he gets paid the money he gets paid. That's why.
That's why he get the big bucks.
That's why he get the big bucks, making catches like that. That's why he makes that money. So,
bro, but that was him with the one that bounced off. No, that was Pickens. Did you see the Pickens catch where it bounced off the dude back?
That was nasty,
bro.
That was nasty. Pickens in his first game with Russell Wilson showed that he's worth whatever they about to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
facts. Give him, go ahead back up the Brinks truck, baby.
yeah, because Pittsburgh is gonna have to pay this boy, and Russell, finally look like Russell. I know. There's millions of people in Colorado right now talking about where was this guy?
Right.
Where was this guy? Because he wasn't here the last 2 years. Where was this guy?
Thanks. But yeah, we was just talking about catches, so I was thinking about that. But go ahead.
So for the Packers, of course, you're gonna start all the big pieces. You're gonna start Jordan Love. You're gonna start Aaron. You're gonna start Aaron. I'm gonna say Aaron Jones.
No, Josh Jacobs. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about him so far this year in Green Bay?
It's what I expected. It's what I expected. He hasn't gotten a rushing touchdown yet.
Right.
I didn't expect that. But maybe if Jordan wasn't hurt, those games that he was hurt, maybe he would have gotten one.
Well, I look at it the opposite way, actually, because on the games that Jordan was out, you got Malik Willis. They scared to let him throw the ball, so I thought he definitely would have got a rushing touchdown then.
Hey,
I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're not using him correctly. Like something seems off. They're not using him like Las Vegas was using him.
Malik was cooking though. Those games that Jordan Love wasn't there. I should have asked you about that off camera because Rick is a Titans fan. So so he's watching all of his players that was on his team cook for other teams. He watching Malik, he watching AJ Brown, and he watching Derrick Henry cook.
And about to watch D-Hop. Lord have mercy. D-Hop about to be in the goddamn Super Bowl.
but meanwhile, Will Levis, the guy that the upper management thought was better than Malik Willis, is out there stinking up the joint.
Man, he looked like a jar of bad mayonnaise out there, man. Just pack him up. Pack him up. Pack him up, man. But yeah, I haven't seen the burst from Josh Jacobs this year like when he was in Vegas. I feel like when he was in Vegas, he had that hunger. You feel what I'm saying? He was out there, he was getting it. You feel me? I just don't see him with the same opportunities here in Green Bay. So I do see him as a viable start because he hasn't had a bad year. I just would like to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah, me too. I would like to see a glimpse of the Josh Jacobs that won the Russian title a couple years ago. Just a glimpse. There we go. You know, like I would like to see, because like when you watch the first game, right? The first game against the Eagles, he was getting some decent run.
Yeah.
But it's like when they got to the goal line, he kept running into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And I'm like, bro, you are too big to not muscle some of these guys out your way. You are entirely too big. Like if Mahomes can be out there trucking dudes, you should be trucking dudes.
Oh my God. Yo, I seen that Mahomes play. That was sick, bro.
Man, I'm gonna tell you how that play happened. I'm gonna tell you how that play happened.
Okay.
Mustafa was about to murder Pat. He was about to murder Pat Mahomes, but then he realized who he was about to murder. And then he stopped, took a bad angle, and got ran over. Yeah. Because you see him run at full speed, and then you seen him slow down. Because he was Goldberg spearing dudes the whole game. But when it came to Mahomes, like when you looked at the sideline, when Mahomes took that sideline run, D Winters was about to murder Mahomes, but then he stopped. It's like dudes are afraid to hit Mahomes. They are afraid to hit Mahomes because they know if I lay Mahomes out, it's gonna be a penalty, and I might get fined.
Hey, you gonna get that call Monday morning. Hey, let me come holler at you, boy.
Right. You might get suspended.
I'm telling you, it's the Tom Brady treatment. It's just for Mahomes now.
It's sickening. It's sickening because I'm pretty sure it's Joe Montana, Steve Young, Troy Aikman. I'm pretty sure all these guys are looking at this like, yo, where was that when we played? Dan Marino. I'm like, no, Dan Marino's looking at it like, where was that when I played? Like, them dudes used to murder them quarterbacks back in the day, but you can't do that no more.
If you go back and look at some of them old highlights, I was looking at some old Ryan Clark highlights. Yo, they used to lay dudes out. You heard me? Like night.
Out. Like you had to, you had to be a man to play the quarterback position back in the day. You had to be.
Yes.
You had to be because you were gonna get hit, and you were gonna get hit every time you drop back. Somebody was gonna hit you.
Oh yeah, they was gonna line you up.
It was no avoiding it. It was no avoiding it. A dude dudes be having arguments with their wives and bringing it to the field, and they taking it out on you because you just there. I can't beat my wife, but I could go and lay Troy Aikman out. So you had to be a man to play the quarterback position. You had to be. You had to be a lot. I'm not saying that Pat Mahomes couldn't play quarterback in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I don't know for sure. But a lot of dudes could not play quarterback.
Hey,
like if you're not trying to get hit, Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't play quarterback in that era. I know that for a fact. Jimmy Garoppolo could not play quarterback in that era. Because first and foremost, he made a glass. That's first and foremost.
Right.
So by halftime, if he keep getting pummeled, by halftime, he done.
Right. But that was the other crazy thing about it back then too. Like it wasn't just arguments with their wives. These dudes was plumbers and bus drivers and shit like that. Like they had to work jobs in the off season. You feel me? And then come play football.
Bro, do you remember the era when the dudes didn't even have helmets? They just had the leather straps. Bro, you know how much you know how much CTE was probably going around back then. Boy, Tua would not survive.
Yo, they probably had all types of knots on their head, man.
whole team full of Chris Benoit's. Just
Yo, you ain't right.
Oh man.
Yo, whole bunch of Antonio Browns out there, huh?
Just a bunch of them. Bunch of them.
For real, man.
Bro,
but no, real quick, who else you like for Green Bay? Who you like in the receiver room?
That's what I was about to get into. Because we got to figure this receiver room out. We got to figure it out. I know who I don't like. I don't like Christian Watson. I don't think Christian Watson and Jordan Love have any chemistry. They don't have any chemistry.
Right.
I think Jordan Love has the most chemistry with Reed.
Yeah.
But Romeo Doubs wants the ball all the time. So they suspended him for that 1 week, and then he came back, and they've been feeding him the ball ever since.
Right.
So
I was gonna say Love has good chemistry with Reed and Doubs. Not as good a chemistry with Watson. Watson did have a decent week last week. I think he had either 3 or 5 catches for about 68 yards in the tub. Mm-hmm. So he's getting a little production, but I would just like to see more though.
I would like to see more downfield shots with Watson. The boy, he got clocked. He got clocked in college running a 4.27 or something like that. I would like to see some down. Yeah, he's fast. He's tall though. You said a 4.2, ain't he like 6'5" or something like that? Yeah. So I would like to see some more downfield shots with him. I like to see some jump balls.
That would be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to see. Dope. I would like. Then again, let me not say that because they the ops. They the NFC. They the ops.
Facts.
But they do use him for fantasy wise though.
Yeah, go ahead.
For fantasy purposes, I would like to see, because to me, he's turning into another MVS, another Alan Lazard, a tall, fast dude that isn't getting the targets that they need.
Right.
Because
that's
all MVS was.
Right, and that was my thing, because I agree with what you were just saying about as far as them not using him downfield. Because what I saw from them last year, just correct me if I'm wrong, they wouldn't use him throughout the field, but they would use him almost specifically like a red zone target. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, do those 50-50 balls. You feel what I'm saying? Throw a back shoulder or something like that. And he had a whole rack of touchdowns. But the other thing is his health. He can't never stay healthy. You feel what I'm saying? He's always messing up an ankle or something like that, so he can't never stay on the field. And then he was just mainly a red zone target. It was like Jimmy Graham towards the end of his tenure in the Saints. You feel what I'm saying? Or a couple of his other stops. You feel what I'm saying? Just basically a red zone target. So I would like to see a little bit more diversity from his route ability and things like that. Maybe see him hit the tree a little bit. But just for right now, from what I can observe, I do see Jordan Love have the best chemistry with Reed and Dobbs first, and then if you can work Watson and Kraft too. Kraft has been coming on big time, especially since the tight end position has been so desolate this year. It's just been complete shit.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm extremely surprised at how terrible the tight end position is this year. So extremely surprised because we had a revelation in the tight end position last year. You know, with so many tight ends coming on, taking the spot away from Kelsey, and now this year it's like it's Brock Bowers, George Kittle, and then everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're getting sparing you every. Well, then again, you know, Evan Ingram did have a pretty good week when he came back, but he was trash last week. So But speaking of the tight end, I'm gonna make this declaration now. Let's see. Do the Falcons play this week? The Falcons play this week. They play the Buccaneers tomorrow at 1:00. I'm making this declaration now. Kyle Pitts, if you can hear me, if you have a good game against the Buccaneers, I will personally come to bum jail and get you out. I will, if you have a good game, only because GI has been rooting for you to get out of bum jail. If you have a good game against the Buccaneers this weekend, I will personally remove you from bum jail myself.
Let's go.
On the weekday show, I will personally come to bum jail and escort you out personally, because the landscape for the tight ends this year has been, like you said, sparse. It's been sparse.
Yeah, it's been ass.
Like if you have Brock Bowers on your team, if you have Brock, well, then again, you know what? Andrews has put together a couple good games.
Yeah, he's starting to put it together as of late too.
Yeah, he had a couple back-to-back good games. I didn't put Andrews in bum jail. I haven't put him in bum jail yet. So he saved him. He saved himself. He saved himself with these last couple of games because he was about to go in. But I had to remember. He had a car crash. I don't know how bad the car crash was. You know, he probably sustained injuries. They haven't mentioned anything about it. He probably sustained injuries in that car crash. But he's starting to come back to his former self. And Kelsey had a couple good weeks with Rashee Rice gone. So it's starting to show itself. The tight end position starting to show itself a little bit better.
Well, they got to. If you think about it, we're at week 7. You know what I'm saying? Almost midway through the season. So they gotta wake it up. They gotta wake it up, man.
They gotta wake it up. It's time to start hooping. It's time to start hooping. Cardinals versus Dolphins.
Oh, welcome back, Tua. Shout out to Tua, man. Welcome back, Tua.
Tua coming back sets it sets everything right for fantasy football to me. Because I have a lot of teams that have Tyreek Hill and Devon A-Chain on it. And I got some with Waddle. I got some teams with Waddle on it. Hey,
I was about to say I got Waddle, man. Hey, bring Waddle back, man. He ain't had double-digit points since week 1.
I'm about to fly down to Miami myself and put a Guardian cap on Tua head. I'm about to put this on your head. I'm about to
real. Seriously, bro, do something. Like.
or learn to slide, not head first,
Yes.
leg first.
Bro, for next offseason, we sending them to the MLB. You're gonna slide in second base all summer.
All summer. You're gonna learn how to slide. You're gonna learn how to slide. Because you don't need to be doing nothing. I can understand if you did that play during the Super Bowl. I can understand if this was the Super Bowl, or you're trying to go to the Super Bowl. It's a really big game. But for a week two game, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing that. Not in week 2. Not in week 2.
God, bro.
Like, your team needs you for the rest of the week, for the rest of the season. Fantasy football players, we need you for the rest of the season. We don't need you being out. Like, even if you don't have Tua as your quarterback, Tua affects like 3 to 4 players that you probably got going. Like I said, if he affects Devon Achane, he affects Tyreek Hill, he affects Waddle, he even affects Raheem Mostert. He even affects him.
Yep.
Like, those 4 guys, you probably got some pieces of that on your team.
Yeah. So, actually, a quick callback. You know who's going to be mad that he's coming back?
Who?
Jonnu Smith, because he was actually getting some.
Jonnu Smith was eating big plates last week. Your eating time over, my boy.
Yo, the tight end. Hey, he was like, "Hey, I'm
ain't looking for you no more." You better get out there and block.
He about to be mad, yo. He mad.
You better get out there and block, my boy. That's what you better do. You're not. Hey, you ain't eating no more.
You ain't eating nothing. You ain't getting no crumbs, nothing over here.
So with Tua being back, you start all the guys we just mentioned. You can even start Raheem Mostert. Even start him.
Start the whole Miami offense.
But however, with the Cardinals, I am sitting Kyler Murray this weekend.
Yeah.
You know why I'm sitting Kyler Murray? Call of Duty dropped yesterday.
Oh shit. You think he was on there? He was on the chat.
Bruh, I'm sitting Kyler Murray this week. I am sitting Kyler Murray. However, I do feel like you can still play Collins, of course. Play Collins. You play Collins until Collins gets hurt. You play McBride. You can play McBride. Marvin Harrison, I really feel like I want to sit him.
Okay.
Because what has Marvin Harrison done since week 2?
Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He had that one really good game, and he's had 6 bad ones.
Right.
I really feel like I got duped because I felt like Marvin Harrison was the can't miss project, and I felt like he was going to light it up. Like, you look at all these rookie wide receivers lighting it up. I thought that he was going to light it up like them.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be. I thought that he was probably going to be the front runner for offensive rookie of the year. But he's not.
Okay.
He's not.
All right.
He's not.
What do you think the disconnect is? Do you think it's him and Kyler?
It's definitely him and Kyler.
Okay.
It's definitely him, because Kyler should be looking for Marvin Harrison like he used to look for Hop, but he's not doing it. He's not doing it, and like maybe it's Kyler trying to show that he's a real quarterback and he's not locked in on a single target. But dude, did you see what your offense looked like when you were locked in on him? Y'all went out and put up 30 on the Rams. Y'all skunked the Rams before halftime. And you really didn't have to do much work at the halftime, all because you trusted Marvin Harrison. So
it won that game like 41-10, right?
Something like that. They scored a lot of points on them. Scored a lot
Yeah,
of
I think
points
they
on
put
them.
up 41-10 if I remember correctly. They killed them.
Yeah. So, and I felt like, I got something. Because I got like 3 leagues I got Marvin Harrison in. And I'm like, I got something. And Marvin Harrison was my number 1 wide receiver that I picked in quite a few leagues.
Right.
Never again.
Yeah.
Never again. Never again. And you know what? I'm one of them I'm vindictive in fantasy football. All you got to do is show me 1 year you was trash, and I'll never pick you again. At least not high. I'll never pick you high. Like if Marvin Harrison is being drafted in the first 2 rounds next year or first 3 rounds, I'm not taking him in the first 3 rounds. I'm not. And it's not because of him. It's because of the situation that he's in. Because I know if he was on any other team, he'd be cooking.
Yeah,
he'd be cooking.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's something up with Kyler, to be honest, man. I don't know what the situation is behind the scenes, but I feel like after them moving D-Hop and then Cliff Kingsbury getting moved out of there, it's just a whole lot of moving parts around him. And I don't feel like he's the type of person to take accountability for his part in the situation. You feel what I'm saying? So he could possibly be tough to work with. You feel me? I've heard a lot of stuff about his personality and getting, like you said, getting him to focus instead of playing the game, Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I just wish the best for him. I hope, because like you said earlier, it touches so many other people on the team. But you want to see him do well.
Right. And one thing I've always said, everybody ain't gonna tell the same lie on you. It's too many people. It's too many people talking about that Call of Duty stuff that we're close to the situation for me to think that this is not a thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Like Kyler, you're in a business where you're making millions of dollars, and that can be taken away from you. Just off one play, and your career could be over. You got to take this a little more seriously, my guy. You got to take this a little more serious, because you're not going to make this kind of money anywhere else. Even if you would have went into baseball, I think you were better at football than you were at baseball. So you were not going to make the money you're making as a quarterback, because you knew better. He knew better.
Right.
He knew better. Yeah. He knew I will make more money in the NFL playing quarterback than I will make in baseball being mediocre. He knew.
Yeah.
So I'm not starting Kyler Murray this weekend. I'm not starting Kyler Murray until Kyler Murray shows me something. He's not showing me anything. He's not showing me anything on the field. I need to see something. And he has the weapons around him. It's not like he doesn't have anybody around. He has weapons around him. You got Marvin Harrison. You got Trey McBride. You got Connor. You got weapons around you.
Thanks.
Do something with him. Start producing for fantasy football, and we'll shut up. That's it. We'll shut up. If you out here kicking ass, we're not gonna say anything. Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is what we want. I believe in Kyler Murray. I'm gonna tell you, the first year that I played college fantasy football, Kyler Murray was my quarterback, and I won the championship that year. The first and only year I've ever played. So I've been a believer of Kyler Murray as far as fantasy goes. Like if he sucks on the field, but he puts up, like if his team is losing, but he's putting up points fantasy wise, I will never say nothing bad about Kyler. You know what I'm saying? Because Kyler's in my division. I want y'all to lose every game, but I want you to put up hella numbers. Next game on the docket: Jets versus the Patriots.
Ooh. I like this one because I think this is the second game Rodgers and Adams will be back. So I think they'll get another week to get a little bit more of that oil in the system. You feel what I'm saying? Work out some kinks and really get things going. My fingers crossed.
They're going to cook. The Jets are going to kick the Patriots' ass this week.
Thanks.
They're going to kick the Patriots' ass. But the Patriots are going to fight. They're going to fight. Drake May is actually better than what I gave him credit for.
Okay.
He gives the Patriots a fighting chance every week. They'll probably, huh?
Which team we starting with? The Jets or the Patriots?
We're gonna start with the Jets. You start everybody. You start everybody that's startable. You start Rodgers. You start, of course, Brees Lightning. You start him. You start. I'm so happy because I want to talk about Brees Hall. I'm so happy that whoever was running the offense before is not running the offense now, because the play caller that's on offense now, Nathaniel Hackett, is trash. The play caller that's running the offense now has said, "Hey, Brees Hall is a really good pass catching back. How about we get him involved on the passing game?" I don't understand how that is so difficult. You got a guy who's a top 5 running back in the league and he can catch the ball. What is so difficult? Get him the ball. It's that simple.
That's it.
It's that simple. So hopefully they do a little more of that going forward, getting Brees Hall the ball because he deserves it. He's that guy. So you start Brees. You start Devontae, of course. You're going to start Devontae because any week could be the week that thing blows up between him and Rodgers. Start Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
You start Garrett Wilson. I still feel like talent will win out, and I feel like Garrett Wilson is probably at this stage the 1A, 1B most talented wide receiver on the roster. You know, Devontae could be the 1A, he could be the 1B. Both of them better than Lazard. Both are way better than Lazard. So it's just all about figuring that out.
You know the crazy thing about Lazard? He might not be the most talented on the team, but his chemistry with Rodgers buys him so much more than what that skill would get him on the field. If you get what I'm saying. Because if you look at it from a points perspective, he's like in the top 10 in points and receivers this year.
And
top 10, top 15.
To me, he shouldn't be. He
shouldn't be, but just based off of his chemistry with Rodgers, he's been pretty much money. And I wanted to let everybody know, I think he's hurt this week. So if you got him in his lineups for the deeper leagues, make sure that you sit him because I think he's going to be out this week. So make sure y'all sit Allen Lazard.
And it's crazy when you look at the Jets record, you're like, well, what's going on there? Like, how they got all that talent on the team and this is their record? That's why. That's why. Allen Lazard is top 10 in scoring for wide receivers. That's why your record is what it
is. Hey, yo, you can't make this shit up, man. This shit is wild. But him and two wild cards, him and Alec Pierce for the Colts. Both of them are like top 10, top 15 in points this year.
Well, you know why Alec Pierce was, because
catching the bombs from
that one week where he put up like 50 points and nobody had him. And nobody had him.
Week one he put up 48 points, and that last week with Flacco, he put up like 50 points. He had 50. He had like
50. Okay. So for 2 weeks.
2 weeks of like 50 points. I'm like, bro.
I'm not chasing those points. I'm not chasing those points.
Hell no.
Patriots. You start Hunter Henry this week. That's Drake May's go-to guy for right now. No matter who else he targets, he's going to get the ball to Hunter Henry.
Okay, I can see that.
Hunter Henry is going to at least have 9 or 10 targets.
Okay.
And he's
now let me ask you real quick.
Huh?
because he was hurt last week, so he didn't get as much burn. But Demario Douglas has a really good rapport with May too. If you saw, like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I think he had like 9 or 10 catches or something like that.
See, this is the key. The key is trying to find out who's going to be that other guy, and I'm going to give you who that other guy is. I want to pronounce his name correctly. I want to say, is it Keyshawn? Hold up, I'm about to look his name up because he got a funny name. Keyshawn. Is it Bowdy? Keyshawn Bowdy? Is that what it is?
Don't give me the line. Sound French.
Yeah, but this is going to be the guy that's going to get some targets this week. And why? Okay. Let me tell you why. First and foremost, if I'm not mistaken, he's from LSU. Okay? And we know LSU was like wide receiver U. Because the top 3 out of the top 5 wide receivers in the league right now are from LSU. Okay. Like LSU has a rich history of producing wide receivers. So he's from LSU, and he's been very vocal this week about telling the coaches that he needs to get the ball more. Okay. I expect, we all know in the NFL, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Right.
So they got no choice. They got not no choice. They got like nothing to lose by giving him 7 to 8 targets this week and seeing what he can do with them. So that's a guy that I would look out for. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about him again later on. But yeah, so he may be the guy this week that's gonna get expedited targets next to Hunter Henry.
Okay, all right. I could also see that if because I think Douglas on the depth chart is their number one receiver. So if he's getting locked down by Sauce Gardner, then I could see your boy getting a decent amount of targets. So I like that for this week.
They attempted to make Jalen Polk work. That didn't work. But Drake May he's been surprising me. Surprising me. Like I felt like he was Trubisky 2.0. Honestly, I felt like he was Trubisky 2.0. But he against Houston, he had 243 yards, 3 TDs. He had two picks, but he played against a really good defense. Last week against Jacksonville, he had 276 yards and 2 TDs. Like I said, he's given them a chance. And to me, he looks better in that offense than Mac Jones ever looked.
Okay. Yeah.
He probably looks like he's probably looked like the best wide receiver they've had. Not wide receiver, best quarterback they've had since the GOAT.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
And it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Because I mean they've had some trash since Brady left. They've had some trash in New England.
Mac Jones,
the ghost of Cam Newton.
Jacoby Brissett. Like
it's not that hard. It's not that hard to surpass what they've had. So I initially was like, hey, you know what? I wasn't liking because I'm not a fan of North Carolina quarterbacks. Not a fan of North Carolina quarterbacks. But he could be the guy to break that mold. He could be.
Yeah.
If you're in 2 quarterback leagues, starting Drake May would not be a bad thing. Because he's going to get a lot of garbage time points.
Thanks.
Because that whole team, like, one quarterback ain't gonna fix that whole team. But Drake May is a start. It's a start. Hopefully his confidence doesn't get shattered this year, and he can still be usable going forward while they try to figure out how to put that team back together. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from him so far. Like I feel better about him than I ever felt about Mac Jones, even in Mac Jones's rookie year. Like I just felt like Mac Jones just wasn't it. I felt like Mac Jones just wasn't it. I feel like Drake May has a little more talent than Mac Jones.
Right.
And if you put the right team around Drake May, he could probably be a Derek Carr-esque quarterback.
Yeah. I can see it.
You can get to the playoffs with a Drake May at your quarterback. I don't know if you'll go deep, but you can get there.
That's what I was going to say. I could see him as like a 10-7 kind of quarterback.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you make him a $60 million a year guy. I don't know if you do that, but he got 4 more years before we get to that point. We need to see what he looks like. Hopefully they'll get him a good weapon, because that's another thing that the Patriots have not been able to do since Brady. Find really good wide receivers.
They didn't even do that when Brady was there. So yeah.
Yeah, they stopped after a while. Like when Gronk retired, it was like Brady was void of weapons, and they was like, you know what? And it's not like Brady wasn't taking pay cuts so they couldn't put a good team around him. Brady was like, just pay me $25 million a year. Just keep me some good guys around me.
Right.
They don't make him like Brady. People hate to talk. People hate Brady, but bruh, if Brady is your quarterback, if he's your quarterback for your team, your favorite team, and he's taking pay cuts, other dudes is getting paid 30, 40, 50 million, and he's like, nah, just give me 25. I just want to win. You know how rare that is? To find quarterbacks that just want to win. They just want to win.
Nobody doing that.
Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. I keep saying to myself, I hope Brock Purdy do it, but I know for sure Brock was going to cut me the bread. Cut me the bread.
Oh no. Ain't no way he about to be the last pick and take a pay cut. Nah, he's like, give me that check.
Yeah, I will cut that check. Matter of fact, make it a blank check, and I'm gonna write my own number on it. I would love for Brock Purdy to go to the team and say, "No, just give me $25 million. I just want to win. Keep a good team around me." I would love for that to be the case. I would love that. But it ain't gonna happen.
You keep them pieces around him. All them weapons he got around him, you need to do that.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I was a quarterback in the NFL and I was good, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that because you look at what it got Brady. Look at what it got Brady. Brady won all them championships, and look at all them endorsements he made after he retired. Like, bro made so much money that he's now a part owner of the Raiders. Crazy, right? Crazy. Right? Yeah, crazy. I would definitely do that. Because y'all know me. You play fantasy football with me for many years. You know how I am about winning trophies. You know how I am about winning. I will do whatever it takes to win a league. I will do whatever. I will hit everybody up. I will hit everybody in the league up. Hey, who you trying to trade? I will sell you on a trade, bro. I will make you feel like you coming up on me, and I know for sure I am coming up. I like to win. I like to win. So if I'm in a position on a good team with a good coach, don't even cut. I want to keep winning. 25 million a year is good for me. It's good for me. It is good for me. I will make whatever everybody else is making. I'll make that up in endorsements. Because once you're a Super Bowl champion, those endorsements are coming.
Right. And didn't he get like 400 mil or 475 mil for this broadcasting gig?
Yes. Yeah. Because he won so many rings.
That check in and of itself makes up for all the pay cuts he took.
Yeah. So you're gonna make it in the end. You're gonna make it in the end. As long as you can make it out the league and win your championships, you're gonna make it in the end. Because I know for sure Pat Mahomes gonna eat when his career is over. He gonna eat. He gonna eat when his career is over.
Stupid money.
Right.
Stupid money. What's the next game you got, bro?
Ravens and the Browns.
Ooh.
Ravens
Big
and the Browns.
Jameis?
Yeah, start
Big Jameis.
Start Jameis this week. Start
Big
Jameis this week.
Jameis.
He gonna eat in garbage time.
Facts.
The Ravens are gonna cook the Browns. They're gonna cook the Browns. Like they're gonna put the Browns away before midway through the third quarter. They're gonna put the Browns away. So
yeah,
Jameis is gonna be getting some garbage time points. Now we just got to figure out who gonna be the beneficiary of them garbage time points. I want to say
I don't think it'll be super lopsided if Jameis can cut down on his turnovers. If he doesn't have a lot of turnovers, because it's a divisional battle. They see each other too often. They always play each other real tight. Mm-hmm. So if he can keep the turnovers down, I think it'll be at least a decent game. I say like 27-24, something like that. But I'm curious to see how the Cleveland receiver room kind of flows out, because Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be the number one, but Cedric Tillman ended up going off last week. What you think about that?
Yeah, I picked up Cedric Tillman in a couple of dynasty leagues. Whoever Jameis Winston anoints as the guy, that's who you kind of want to pick up, because he's going to go to that guy. If you know anything about Jameis Winston, he's going to go to his guy. He's going to go to his guy.
Yeah.
So Cedric Tillman is somebody I'm definitely going to look out for, because if he does it again this game, then you're going to know Cedric Tillman is somebody to start going forward.
Right.
Like, I will not have a problem starting Cedric Tillman at all. Not have a problem starting Cedric Tillman, because as long as Jameis Winston is under center, as long as Jameis Winston is Mr. 30 for 30, as long as he's under center, I know it's gonna be some points had in that game.
Hey, what they used to say in Tampa, no risk it, no biscuit. You're
right. And as long as Jameis Winston is cooking and he's on my team, I'm gonna eat a W.
Yeah.
Well, I love Jameis Winston, boy. He is everything you want out of a football player. Like, if I had a budget and I was doing like a comedy movie, I would have a role for Jameis Winston somewhere in there. That brother is too funny, bro. He is way too funny.
Did you see his speech when they was booing Deshaun last week? Did you see his speech after that?
Do you know how hard I tried not to laugh at that? Bro, he got this look on his face that you can't take him serious.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to do it. Hold up. I was raised in the down south, and I was raised where you can't beat a man down when he's down like that. I'm gonna lift him up, and I'm gonna ask my community.
Right. But look, the look on his face the whole time he's saying that, bro. Winston is so not serious, bro.
I thought he was auditioning for a Tyler Perry role. You heard me. I'm like, what is he doing?
But yeah, you definitely want to start Winston this week. Especially if you're in one QB leagues, I wait on Winston. In one QB leagues, I'm waiting on Winston. But deeper leagues, 2 QB leagues, bro, start him, run him out there, and hey, throw Cedric Tillman out there, see what he got.
Yeah.
It can't hurt.
How you like Nick Chubb now that he's back?
I want to give Nick Chubb a couple weeks. Nick Chubb was looking like he was looking like your boy last week. with them 2 yards of carry.
Oh shit.
But I got to understand it's his first game back. I want to give Nick Chubb a couple more weeks. I don't want to run him out there against the Ravens. The Ravens have one of the better run defenses in the league, so I definitely don't want to run him out there against the Ravens. I mean, it's a good chance that he could cook the Ravens because it's Nick Chubb. It's Nick Chubb.
Right.
So, it's always a good chance that he could cook any defense, but I ain't risking it this week. Now, as far as the Ravens go, of course, you're going to start Lamar. Of course. Lamar's an automatic start every week. And Henry is another automatic start every week. I am starting Mandrews this week. I am starting him.
I am too.
Now, the problem is, what other Ravens receiver can you start? Like, people are getting sick of Zay Flowers.
Right.
People are getting sick of because they don't know if it's gonna be Flowers week or is Bateman going to do his thing. Like, they don't know. They don't know. So
last week we know Flowers got nicked up a little bit. So with them blowing the other team out so bad, they just kind of scaled them back. You feel what I'm saying? I think they kind of keep them fresh for this week. Now, I will say keep an eye out about 90 minutes before the game because so far Zay Flowers is still questionable for this week. He did get a limited practice in on Friday. He was did not practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but he did get a limited practice in on Friday. So make sure you guys check your lineups about 90 minutes before kickoff to see if he's actually going to play or not. Now, if he doesn't play, I would say Bateman is an automatic start just because he'll be the top receiver out there. But if Flowers does play, with him having such limited practice this week, I would just have a little bit of reservations. Don't think he's going to go crazy. If he gets about 5 catches, 50 yards, then we cool with that. Maybe a couple rushes, couple rushing yards. We'll be cool with that. But just temper your expectations for Zay Flowers this week.
Agreed. Next game on the docket: Eagles versus the Bengals.
Bengals.
I feel like this game is about to piss me off because I'm already down DK Metcalf in our league, and now I'm reading reports that T Higgins could go down to. You know how much T Higgins stock I got this year? Like, bro, I already had to go 2 games without you. I don't want to have to go another game without T Higgins, bro. And then I gotta go without T Higgins at the bye. I ain't trying to do all that, bro. I'm not trying to do all that.
Yeah, you've been cooking these past couple weeks too,
bro. I'm in first place. Yeah. I'm whipping everybody's ass. I'm whipping everybody's ass. First place, and I'm the highest scoring team in the league.
Terrible, man. I'm just hoping for a win this week. That's it. I just need to put one in the win column.
And I still got CMC on the IR waiting for him to come back.
He ain't even played this year yet. That's what I'm tripping off of. I'm like, bro,
he ain't played this year yet, and I'm like 6-1.
Right. That's sick. That is sick, bro.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my receivers because if Higgins got to sit down, that means I probably gotta start Tolbert, and I don't want to start Tolbert. I do not want to start Jalen Tolbert this week. I try not to start players against my favorite team because first and foremost, I don't want them to do good.
Right.
That's thing number one. I don't want them to do good.
It's a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest because I want to watch the game and I want to watch my team whip the other team ass, and I don't want the other team to do shit. So I try not to start players that are playing the 49ers. Like, I try not to. Some people sometimes
like, God damn it.
Sometimes like if I had CD Lamb, okay, I gotta play CD Lamb. I can't sit CD Lamb. But a guy like Jalen Tolbert, I can sit Jalen Tolbert. and be comfortable with sitting Jalen Tolbert. But if I had to start Jalen Tolbert this week, I had to start Jalen Tolbert, but I don't want to. I hope Higgins goes out there. I hope Higgins gets hella massage gun treatment. I hope he get hella massage gun treatment on that calf, and he ready to go.
Real, Jack. For real. What's going on with the Bengals running back situation? I thought it was Zach Moss and then Chase Brown's kind of taking over.
They said Chase Brown the man now. He's outplayed Zach Moss. But I'm trying to figure out what really made people think that Zach Moss was going to hold on to that. Because as many years as Zach Moss has been in the league, have you ever felt like Zach Moss was ever the guy anywhere? He's always been a number two.
You know what it was? It was that burn he got when Jonathan Taylor was out last year, and he had that little 4 games where he kind of like turned it up, and he kind of turned that into a starting position somewhere. But like you said, he's never been a natural workhorse back. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That just ain't been him.
Guys just don't turn into that guy, especially at the running back position, because you can have a couple games. You'll have a couple games, but you're not going to be consistent, and that's the reason why you're not the guy, because you're not consistent. Like, you had a string of games where you put in pain, but you're not the guy because you're not consistent.
Right.
Consistency,
and that was the thing with last year. It was only 4 games, and not even necessarily a whole 4, because I think he got hurt in the 4th game, so it was like 3.5. So it's like as soon as Jonathan Taylor got hurt, he came in, he did those 3.5 games, got hurt, and then Jonathan Taylor came right back. So it was like, bro, you didn't have a chance of shit.
Right. So yeah, and I believe Chase Brown was drafted by the Bengals.
Yeah, I think so.
So players that get drafted will always take precedent over, the guys that come in and are like, you're not a star, but you're a guy. Right. You're just a guy. You're not a star. People that get drafted will always take precedent over that guy. And it just seems like Chase got more juice.
Right.
He got more juice. He got more juice right now than Moss. You're gonna start Barrow, of course. You're gonna start Joe Barrow.
Okay. Who you like on the other side of the ball?
Eagles. You're gonna start Saquon, of course. You're gonna start Hurts, because Hurts had a pretty good game last week. The Bengals defense is not that good, so I'm expecting AJ Brown. Yeah, I'm expecting AJ Brown to go off. I mean, you saw AJ Brown every game. No matter what, no matter the contest, you have to start AJ Brown, because he's always that one play away from getting you 20 points. So you start AJ Brown. Smith, for some odd reason, he ain't doing it this year. But if you got him on your team, you got to start him.
Right.
These guys are your stars. They're your stars. Like even if they're in a funk, you still have to start your guys. You start your stars. You start them every week. If Higgins is ready to go, you got to start Higgins. Of course, you're going to start Jamar Chase. So now, if Higgins is not going, and you got Ovishiva, or whatever his name is, if you got Andre, or as we call him on the show, Andre Iggy, if you got Andre Iggy on your roster, that's a guy that you need to start, because he's shown that when Higgins is not out there, he can cook.
Right.
And the Eagles defense really isn't that good this year. So I'm expecting this game to be a shootout. Two mid defenses versus 2 really good offenses. So I'm expecting this game to be kind of a shootout. So it may be a lot of fantasy points to go around with this one.
Let's lit.
Next game on the docket, we got Colts versus the Texans.
AFC South, baby.
I believe believe they had a game already this season.
Yeah.
Colts versus the Texans, and it wasn't. It was more of a defensive game from what I remember. I believe that was like, what was that one? Week 1? Yeah, I think it was week 1.
I think so. Yeah.
No, so it was 27-29. I just remember that CJ didn't really get as much. He didn't get as much fantasy points from this game that I expected. But Mixon got off.
Oh yeah, if that was week 1, Mixon went for almost 50 points that week.
Yeah, he had 30 carries, 159 yards, and a TD. Then he turned it around, caught 3 passes and 19 yards. But they had Nico Collins that game, and Nico Collins had 6 catches, 117 yards. And the 2 touchdowns in that game that CJ Stroud threw went to Stephon Diggs. So Diggs had 6 catches, 33 yards, and 2 TDs. From what just using the data from this season, like sometimes I will sit back and I will purposely not pick certain players because I want to see what the goings on is with these offenses. So I kind of stayed away from Texans wide receivers because I wanted to see who was the guy there. Who was the guy? Somebody has to be the guy. It's not going to be different guys every week. Somebody has to be the guy. And now I'm looking at it. It's Nico. Nico's the guy.
Yeah.
Nico's the guy. Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, they're the backup singers.
Right.
Nico's the guy. So now I know going forward, hey, I can draft Nico Collins in the second round and be happy because Stroud is going to look his way. That's whose way he's going to look. Tank Dell has been this year. Tank Dell's about one more bad game away from me putting him in bum jail.
Okay.
Because he's only had one really good game in all 7 of the games that they played. So
yeah,
I'm expecting it to be a closer game tomorrow. I don't know why the Colts are still starting Anthony Richardson. I don't know. Flacco gets the best out of that offense. He gets the best out of everybody on that field. I'm not understanding what they're doing, but I guess they're saying, well, we drafted him in the first round, so we got to throw him out there. Well, if you want to win games, you don't necessarily have to throw him out there. I would feel so much better for the Colts' chances this game if Flacco were playing. But this is the game where Pierce had 3 catches and 125 yards in the TD.
Okay.
I don't expect the defense to allow Pierce to beat them again.
Yeah, I think they're going to play for it.
But Jonathan Taylor's playing this week. If the Colts are going to win this game, they're going to need to get Jonathan Taylor going early and often. If they're planning on winning this game. Anthony Richardson is not going to win this game for you with his arm. And I wouldn't want him to keep running because he's injury prone.
Right.
He's injury prone. He had 2 injuries last year running the ball, and the second injury was the one that did his season in. So I would not want Anthony Richardson to keep running the ball.
Right.
Because he's one really unless that's what the coaches, that's what Steichen is trying to do. He's trying to get Anthony Richardson to hurt himself so he has a reason to start Flacco.
That's diabolical if that's what he's trying to do. Yeah.
It is diabolical because maybe the order to start Richardson is coming from above. So maybe Shane Steichen is saying, you know what? Maybe if I run him a lot, he'll get hurt again. Then I can finally start the guy I really want to start to run my offense.
Shit, that's what they did in Cleveland to get Jameis up
there. Next game on the docket. Titans,
Yo.
your Titans versus the Lions.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you
who
have
we
this
gonna
one.
get our ass whooped by this year? This week.
I'm gonna let you have this one. Y'all playing the Detroit Lions. Now, keep in mind.
About to get cooked.
Keep in mind, there's no Jameson Williamson this week.
Okay. All right. So we ain't got to worry about the deep bomb, but they still got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, they still got weapons. Laporta, like, they still going to cook. Now, the only pushback is our defense is decent this year. Our defense is decent, but if we ain't got the offense to combat the Detroit offense, our defense just going to get tired out from being on the field all day.
You think Calvin Ridley going to do something this week?
No, because he's the only thing you really got to worry about on that offense for real. You're not super worried about Tony Pollard. You're not super worried about any of the other receivers. Tajee Spears, like there's nobody on that offense you're scared of, especially with the D-Hop trade. So okay. I don't know. You could double Ridley, or you could just take your number one corner. Like if you got a Sauce Gardner or like a real physical man-to-man corner like that, you can easily counter Ridley. So I don't know. I just think we need to pack it up for the season and 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You're
right. Hey, I you know what? You got it's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out this year.
Yeah,
a lot of good quarterbacks.
We need something.
It's like three guys coming out this year. You got Shador, Cam Ward, and Quinn Ewers. So you got three good guys. You got three guys coming out this year. So you know.
And if we can get Shador, we out of here. We out of here.
So the Lions, you're gonna start Jared Goff. You're gonna start Montgomery. You're gonna start
Jahmyr Gibbs.
You'll start Gibbs. Sam Laporta. You can really start Sam Laporta this week. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
And a lot of people didn't know, but they got Tim Patrick down there now.
I just saw that a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Oh shit, Tim Patrick." Okay, I like that.
Look, they snuck that under the radar because what? Anybody that knows anything, Tim Patrick can get loose. He can get loose. So yeah, that's a sneaky sign right there.
Yeah.
Next game on
with Williamson being out this week, I think he might have a decent game too.
He could. I'd start in a deeper league. I would start Tim Patrick with the hope of him catching a bomb that Williamson would have caught.
Right. Detroit's been running a lot of trick plays this year too.
They did that to Dallas because they knew they could. Like they was whipping they was whipping the Cowboys' ass so bad they was making plays in the huddle. They was making up plays in the huddle, just being disrespectful.
How you throw a flea flicker to a tackle, yo?
Bro, I told they was in the huddle making them plays. You know how we used to do when we was kids? When we would get in the huddle, we'd be like, all right, you go this way, I'm gonna throw it this way. That's what they was doing. And it was working.
Yo.
Dallas couldn't stop nothing.
Yo, disrespectful, yo. They was cooking the shit out there, man.
Disrespectful. I need that Dallas Cowboys defense to show up Sunday night. That's what I need. Please. Let us get a solid win going into the bye week so that we can be buyers on the market, the trade market, because I want to trade for players. I don't want to, and we don't need no wide receivers. I just want to trade. I want to trade for some defensive players. That's what we need.
Okay. All right.
But next game on the docket,
what we got?
Falcons versus Buccaneers.
Hey, I want to throw a quick shout out to the Buccaneers. Say a prayer for y'all, man. Losing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in the same week. Prayers out to the Bucs fans, man. That was tough. That was tough,
crazy.
man.
It's crazy because they really was in that game until they lost Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame Mike Evans, by the way. Hall of Fame Mike Evans.
Hall of Fame, bro.
I got a homeboy that swears me up and down that Mike Evans ain't making it in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, bro, you are sick in your head if you think that Mike Evans is not making it in the Hall of Fame. Like his resume alone is getting him in the Hall of Fame.
Stamp. He's got 11,000 yard seasons. He's got 100 touchdowns. Like, what are we talking about?
Right. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He got a couple All Pros, multiple Pro Bowls. Like, bro, he's stamped. He is stamped. He's going into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. He could stop playing. He could stop playing today and will still make it in the Hall of Fame. But at the rate that Mike Evans is going, in about 2-3 years, he's going to be in the top 7 of wide receivers for receiving yards.
Thanks.
He's definitely going into the Hall of Fame. But then this guy, my homeboy, he's a Saints fan. So, Saints, it's really hate. It's really hate with him. Right. To me, I can't be biased. I don't care.
So what, he trying to be Marshawn Lattimore?
No, he thinks that Mike Thomas was better than Mike Evans. And I'm like, no. He might have been better 1 year. That was it. But it's almost like saying 50 Cent was better than Jay-Z. 50 Cent had a couple years. But whose career would you rather have? Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Damn your 1 or 2 year run that you had where you was that guy. At the end of the day, I would rather have Jay-Z's career or Mike Evans's career over 50 Cent's career over Mike Thomas's career. Because Mike Thomas is still a free agent right now. He's still a free agent. He's on nobody's team.
I'm about to say, where is he right now?
And all these teams need wide receivers, and he's not on nobody's team. That says volumes.
That says a lot. Yeah, that says a lot. Who you like on the Bucs though? With those injuries, I do like Cade Otton as a start just because they really ain't got no other weapons. I think they're gonna try and put out Sterling Shepard and other kid.
I like Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard has always been a good hand at wide receiver. Like he's not ever going to be the guy, but if you need somebody to catch passes, you need somebody to get open and catch passes, Sterling Shepard is your guy. But I'm gonna tell you who I really like. I really like Rachaad White now.
Mm-hmm.
They have to throw the ball to Rachaad White now. You have no other choice. Bucky Irving can get his little bit of run, but they're gonna be playing from behind a lot. Bucky Irving is not as good of a pass catcher as Rachaad. So now I feel good about having so much Rachaad White on my team. And what I'm probably gonna do in a couple of these leagues is after Rachaad White has another blow-up game this week, I'm probably gonna trade Rachaad. You know it. You know my moves. Somebody gonna look at his last 2 weeks and say, "Hey, he going off. This a can't miss trade for me." Got you. Got you.
I'm gonna be sitting up there cussing them out. Like, y'all know every year I tell y'all not to trade with this guy because I gotta face him in the playoffs. And y'all just make it harder for me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I remember for 1 year before the season started, Rick jumped in he jumped into the group side chat. He said, "We done with trading with Vegas this year. not trading with Phoenix no more.
I try to be preemptive, man. I try to let them know, listen, man, do not load this man up, yo. Do not load this man. Because, yo, we've been doing fantasy for forever now, right? This was like years ago, man. Somebody traded this dude like Peyton Manning and Curtis Martin for like Ricky Prohl and like Wes Welker and some dumb ass shit. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all?
Oh man,
What are you doing?
some of the trades I have pulled off have been masterpieces. I'm not even gonna lie.
Please, I'm just looking like, yeah, crazy.
Now one day I'm gonna break down the dynasty league that I'm in and all the trades I made in that dynasty league. Dude, I made a lot of trades in that dynasty league and I lost every single trade. But if you look at my team, you would not think that I lost these trades. I lost every single trade. Let me tell you how bad I lost some of these trades, okay? I'm gonna tell you how bad I lost these trades. This is the one that sticks out in my mind the most. I traded Cooper Kupp the year the year that he went off and became offensive player of the year. I traded him for Trey Lance because this was the year Trey Lance got drafted by the 49ers. I thought Trey Lance was going to be the guy. I thought he was going to be the guy, and I traded Cooper Kupp because Cooper Kupp. I felt like at that point Cooper Kupp was, he was a decent player, but I didn't see him being the one that was going to go off with Matt Stafford. But it happened, and I traded. I'm trying to tell you, every trade I made in that league, I lost.
That's a tough one right there. That is a tough one. Yeah.
But at the same time, as my team stands right now, in that particular dynasty league, this was the first dynasty league that I've ever done. The team that I have now, I have not lost a regular season game in the past year and a half.
Oh shit! Okay.
That's how good my squad is now. Like I'm trying to tell you, like, and it's a deep league because we've been playing it now for about 6 or 7 years. So yeah, like I'm deep everywhere, bro. Like I could have a couple injuries now, and it really would not affect me as much. Like I'm still kicking teams' ass, and I've been starting Devon Achane and Tyreek Hill since the Tua injury, and I still haven't lost a game. That's how deep my team is. That's how deep my team is. Now I feel like I'm about to go back to kicking ass because Tua the God is back.
Hey, let's get it. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him.
One day I'm gonna break down every trade I made in that league, and I think that's the fantasy gods teaching me a lesson for all the trades I made in all the leagues over the years.
That karma coming back.
Fantasy football.
Who you like on the facts? Who you like on the Falcons side?
I feel like I want Kirk Cousins to start going off again, but I feel like if Kirk Cousins start going off again, that means Bijan Robinson is going to slack up again. Bijan's been going off the last couple of weeks, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. But I need the Falcons to be able to figure out how to run the ball and still produce with your wide receivers.
Right.
Because I want to start London. I want to start Kyle Pitts. I want to start Mooney. I want to start these guys. But it just seems like to me if they feel like they can run the ball, they take the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands.
Right.
I mean, Bijan can catch the ball. He's another one. He's another one that can catch the ball and do wonderful things with it once he catches the ball. But so I want to say you can start all those guys because you don't know if this is going to be the week that Kirk Cousins goes off and then they figure out, well, hey, Bijan Robinson catch the ball too. Let's get him the ball in space and see what he do with it. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that offense, but I want to start. I want to start everybody except Kyle Pitts because he's in bum jail.
Right. They got to establish the play action. That's pretty much it. And I feel like if you can establish the play action, you leave yourself open to some checkdowns. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't have nothing down the field, just check it down, like you said, to Bijan. You feel what I'm saying? So it seems to be a lot easier said than done.
I just need them to figure it out. That's pretty much it. Just figure it out.
That's it.
Next game on the docket. This is gonna be a stinker.
Oh shit!
Saints versus the Chargers. I don't believe in nobody in this game. Maybe Olave, because I hear Olave's coming back this week. So maybe Olave. I don't know if Derek Carr is back this week. If he's not back, then it's still going to be Spencer Rattler. But I feel good starting Chris Olave if Spencer Rattler is there.
Okay.
It came out this week that Alvin Kamara has been playing with a broken hand, which is the reason why he ain't really been playing like he's supposed to play. Hopefully, he can get a good game going this week. I'm hoping that Derek Carr is back because if Derek Carr is back, that means a lot for that team.
Right.
They went out and signed MVS, so I'm guessing they're looking at MVS like, okay, MVS, you're going to do the goal routes that Rashid Shaheed was doing while he was there. You're going to stretch the defense. So if Derek Carr is back, then you kind of want to look at MVS. You kind of want to keep your eye on him because if he catches one of those bombs, I'm all over him. Starting him on, picking him up, starting him. He's not Rashid Shaheed though. He's not Rashid. MVS, not even in MVS's prime was he Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed was trending towards Tyreek Hill status. Trending. Yeah. He was trending towards it. Before he got hurt, he was trending towards Tyreek Hill status. So that's it. That's it. You want to start Olave and you want to start Kamara. To me, that's really it. Yeah. That's it. On the Chargers side, Justin Herbert had his first 300-yard game last week.
Okay.
But you really didn't feel it. You really didn't feel it. He didn't score a touchdown. They're not throwing Ladd McConkey's way enough to me. They're not throwing his way enough. Like Ladd McConkey right now is your best player on offense. Wide receiver. He's your best player as wide receiver. I think DJ Chark is returning soon. Okay. And he's the field stretcher. So you kind of want to think about that. But you start Ladd McConkey. If you got no other choice, you start Ladd McConkey. I sat Ladd McConkey this week because I want to start hot.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be it. What's going on with Herbert, man? I feel like he's kind of fell off a cliff. Like he was the talk of the town a couple years ago, and now you don't hear nothing about him.
Needs weapons. He needs a weapon. He needs a weapon. Ladd McConkey is cool, but he needs something else. He needs he had Keenan Allen, he had Mike Williams. When he was cooking, he had two guys that could get it. He needs a guy that can get it. So if anybody needs to come and trade for Calvin Ridley, it's the Chargers. They need to come and go get Calvin Ridley. because he needs a guy. Herbert has the talent. He just needs a weapon around him. That's simple. That's simple. Next game on the docket, Bills and Seahawks.
Ooh. It's going to be a good one. Now, everybody remember DK Metcalf is out for this game, so make sure you guys check your lineups.
And that's what's making me have some pause about this game.
Yeah.
Because with no DK, I feel like the Bills defense can get the better of the Seattle Seahawks offense.
Yeah.
Hopefully Njigba figures out he can be the number one guy this week, and he goes and does what he needs to do, and then Lockett is back into play. Because I want this game to be a high scoring game. Then again, no, I really don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lot of Buffalo Bills defense. I don't really need this game to be a high scoring game. If DK ain't playing, Walker can do enough without scoring a touchdown. He can do enough. He can get a couple catches on the ground. He can run for 100 yards and not score a TD. Don't affect my Bills defense.
That's going to be the scary part, because Geno I believe, is leading the league in pass attempts right now. You feel what I'm saying? So even if, they're playing from behind a lot of the time. Yeah.
Right, every game they've been in, they've had to pass a lot. Now, on the Bills side, you start Josh Allen. I feel comfortable starting Josh Allen now. Josh Allen finally has a guy. I feel comfortable starting Josh Allen now. I feel comfortable starting Cooper. Cooper. My guy, Amari Cooper. I feel comfortable starting him. Actually, I kind of feel comfortable now with Keon Coleman. Yeah.
What about Shakir?
Amari Cooper Shakir is about to be an afterthought, bro.
You think so?
I think so. The more Cooper gets acclimated to this, the better Keon Coleman's going to be. Keon Coleman had 150 yards last week.
Yeah.
He had 150 yards last week. And because Cooper is taking away the attention from the defense that Shakir never could.
Right.
So now, with defenders having to worry about Cooper, now Keon Coleman get to do his thing. So,
well, that's what I was going to ask you, because if you look at last week, Shakir has 7 targets, 7 catches for I think like 80 yards or something like that. So he's still getting some burn. It's even more efficient now that he's not the number one guy.
And what did Kincaid have?
I think Coleman had 4 catches for $125.
No, I said Kincaid.
Oh, Kincaid. Oh God. Don't give me the line.
Dalton Kincaid had 3 catches for 52 yards.
3 for 52. Okay. All right. How many targets did he have?
I don't see the targets.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go look. But last year, Dalton Kincaid had everybody believing that he was going to be
the next big thing.
He was going to be the next big thing. 73 catches, 673 yards, and 2 TDs. He had really people believing that he was going to be that guy. But it seems like Allen is targeting the wide receivers more than he's doing the tight ends, because they actually have some decent tight ends in Buffalo.
Yeah,
they actually have some decent. They have 2 decent tight ends in Buffalo. I would like to get one of them in San Francisco to be opposite of George Kittle for real. They got 2 really good tight ends that they don't use. They don't use them.
Yeah.
They don't use them
because Knox and Kincaid.
Yes, Knox is a beast. I would love Dawson Knox in San Francisco, but they don't use them. They don't use them. Between Cook, Kincaid, Shakir, Coleman, and Cooper, it's really not a lot of more targets left for the tight ends. Y'all better get on your blocking game.
Yeah, buddy.
Because y'all out there getting cardio, all them routes y'all running and not catching the.
For real, Jack. For real. What's the next game up?
It's a game that I was excited for last week, but I'm not that excited this week. Bears versus the Commanders.
Ooh.
I was excited to see the two
Bears
rookies go at it.
Bye.
I was excited to see the two rookies go at it, but Daniels is hurt. So your boy is starting this week, Mariota.
Oh shit! I forgot he was in the league.
Yeah, he's the backup. He's the backup on the Commanders.
Okay, that's lit.
Since Marcus Mariota is the backup, is the QB this week. Here's your start. Your start is Zach Ertz.
Okay, I like that.
Because if you know anything about football, Marcus Mariota only has eyes for the tight end.
For the tight end, yep.
So whoever your starting tight end is, he's going to eat. Yep. He is going to eat. Your backup tight end might eat too, because Sanat had a touchdown last week. He had a touchdown last week under Marcus Mariota's watch.
Hey, call it in.
Now,
call it in.
I'm not comfortable starting Scary Terry this week.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable because I've never seen Marcus Mariota really do much with the wide receivers, because if I'm not mistaken, he played with A.J. Brown and really didn't do much with him, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think he got a year in with him.
Yeah, and A.J. Brown really didn't take off until Tannehill was under center. Tannehill started using A.J. Brown. But y'all tight ends was cooking under Mariota. Yeah, because we gave y'all what is his name? The tight end that Mariota had. They came from the
what's the name? Oh man. I can't think of his name.
It's early in the morning that way because my brain is fried at this point.
Yeah, completely cooked. Completely cooked. But he was there right before Jonnu Smith. He was cooking right before Jonnu Smith started cooking.
I want to say his name begins with a D. I don't know. If G.I. was here, he would definitely know who I'm talking about. He would definitely know who I'm talking about. But hold up, 49ers tight ends. Oh, there it is. Delaney Walker.
There you go. Delaney Walker.
When Delaney Walker went to Tennessee, Delaney Walker
was cooking.
He was cooking because Marcus Mariota kept force feeding him the ball. And that's what Marcus Mariota does. That's why when Marcus Mariota was named the starter with the Falcons, I said, "Oh, it's about to be Kyle Pitts year," and Kyle Pitts was trash.
No,
how do you not cook as a tight end with Marcus Mariota? That's why I threw him in bum jail. That's exactly why I threw him in bum jail, because you were a tight end. You were a tight end for a year with Marcus Mariota, and you did nothing. You had Matt Ryan. You had Matt Ryan for a year. You got 1,000 yards, but you only had one TD. Then you had Marcus Mariota, and you did nothing with Marcus Mariota. Right now, you're currently doing not much with Kirk Cousins. Like, you had a lot of good quarterbacks for the tight end position, and you haven't really done a lot. So you got your chance this week to get out of bum jail, though. my boy.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
But for the Bears, it's you start Swift because the Commanders' defense still ain't good.
Right.
A good offense will get with them, especially running. So you definitely want to start Swift this week. You start Caleb because Caleb had a breakout game before the bye.
Yep.
And that's what you want to see for your quarterback position. You want to see them have a breakout game before the bye.
He actually had 3 out of 4 good games before that bye. He had a good game, then he had a down game, then he had 2 good games. So he had a decent month right before the bye.
Then he had a great game before the bye. Like he put the league on notice with that game. You can start Keenan Allen. You can start DJ Moore. How we feeling about Roman?
Keenan Allen been a little slow this year.
Yeah, but Keenan caught a couple touchdowns that last game.
He did. Okay, yeah, he did.
I think everybody scored but DJ Moore.
Okay. All right.
Komet had 2. I like Komet. I like Komet. You know, they really got a squad down there for real. Like they got a squad. It's just about putting it all together.
That's it.
It's all about putting it all together. To me, I feel like people like to say the Bears never should have got rid of Justin Fields, but bro, Justin Fields is not it at the quarterback position.
Right.
Like Justin Fields is a weapon. He's a weapon, but as far as sitting back from the pocket, cooking from the pocket, Justin Fields ain't it. He ain't it.
Yeah.
Like that's why the Steelers defense looked so much better under Russell Wilson.
Yeah, right.
So next game on the docket, Chiefs and the Raiders. Is there anybody on the Raiders that we start? Can we start at this point? Anybody?
Bowers.
Besides Bowers.
I think Jacoby Myers is still hurt.
Yeah. Tucker had like 2 good weeks and then just fell off a cliff.
Facts.
But Bowers is definitely the start because no matter who's under center, they're looking for Bowers.
I think Madison's doing a little bit better now that they like made a concerted effort to give him the ball and make him start.
He had like 92 yards on the ground last week.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he had a touchdown to go with it, but
Facts.
Vegas can't be choosers.
Right. I wouldn't start him this week because I like Kansas City's defense a little bit better than I like Madison. So pretty much just Bowers.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders beat Kansas City.
For real?
I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Give it to me.
They're division rivals.
Yeah.
You always see weird things happen in division rivalry games.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be one of 2 things in this game. It's gonna be one of 2 things. Either the Chiefs gonna beat the brakes off of them, or it's gonna be a close game that the Raiders win. It's gonna be one of those 2. It's gonna be one of those 2 things because it's gonna be something weird. It's gonna be something weird that gets the Raiders the W. It's gonna be something weird because Mahomes is not playing his best ball this year, but for some odd reason, the Chiefs keep winning. Mahomes leads the league in picks. I mean, he could probably throw a pick 6 at the wrong time, and that's what get the Raiders the win. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders won a close game. Just like I'm not surprised if the Chiefs blow the Raiders out. But what I will be surprised is if the Raiders blow the Chiefs out. That's going to surprise me. That would surprise me if the Raiders blow them out. But the Raiders winning a close game or the Chiefs blowing them out, those are the only two things I see for that game.
All right.
So I'm not starting Mahomes. I'm not starting Mahomes. All right. Then again, you know what? I may have to because in the league that I got, it's either I start Baker Mayfield or I start Mahomes. Baker's been better this year than Mahomes. He's been better, but Baker lost his two guys. He lost both his guys in one game. So I may have to start Mahomes because Mahomes just got a guy. So I may have to start Mahomes.
Hell yeah.
So
shout out to D-Hop, man.
And I was a wild stat was quoted to me today. The wild stat is Mahomes has never thrown a TD pass in the month of October.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right. The look that you had, that's the same look I had when I seen it. I was like, is that true? I may have to do a deep dive on that. Because what is it? If that's true, what is it about October that Mahomes doesn't throw TD passes?
Well, I can't remember if it's him. I think it's him, but he's also had a really spectacular September in his career. Like he's almost undefeated in September or some shit like that.
Yeah. He comes out the gate lighting it up. He comes out the gate, and maybe teams adjust to it after the first 4 weeks. Give him hell in October, and then he returns that hell in November, December. So that may lead me to not start Mahomes tomorrow because if he hasn't thrown a touchdown in the month of October, you're gonna sit, buddy. You're gonna sit, buddy. Yeah. and it's the division rivalry game. You're gonna sit, buddy.
Right.
Next game on the docket is another stinker.
Oh shit.
Panthers versus Broncos.
This is going. Hey, I will say, start the Broncos defense.
That's the only
Bryce
thing you
Young
start. That's the only thing you start in this game is the Broncos defense. That's it. I'm not comfortable starting a Bronco outside of Bo Nix. Maybe I'm not comfortable starting a Bronco.
Yeah,
and you start Bo Nix because Bo Nix gonna get you rushing yards.
Right.
But the Broncos defense is probably one of the better defenses this year. Like, and they came out of nowhere. But you know what?
Yeah, I wouldn't be saying that.
We really should not be surprised because
Sean Payton.
Because you remember last year, this is the Broncos defense that whipped the Chiefs' ass.
Yeah.
They got styled on earlier in the year by Miami, but towards midseason, they wasn't fucking around. They was getting teams out of here. So we should not be surprised at how good that defense is. We should not be surprised at how good that defense. That defensive line is a terror. It's a terror. Right. So they're good. That's the only thing I feel comfortable starting tomorrow in that game because it's going to be low offense. It's going to be low offense.
Right.
Who is playing good though is who's a running back for Denver.
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams. He's been playing pretty good lately.
Hell yeah.
He's been playing pretty good lately. I think you might not be able to pick him up on a waiver wire now, depending on how deep your league is, but he's been playing some pretty good ball lately. So I would feel comfortable starting him if I had him on my team.
Right.
Next game on the docket, I kind of want to breeze through this one because they've been pissing me off. 49ers versus the Cowboys.
Oh shit.
I'm not calling a winner. I'm not calling a winner for this game. I'm just going to tell you who you should start.
Here we go.
I feel like you can start Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is pretty good for fantasy.
Okay.
He's pretty good for fantasy. Even the stinker game that he had last week, he still gave you pretty good numbers in fantasy because of the 2 rushing touchdowns he got. If Debo plays, you can start Debo. I feel like you could start Ricky Pearsall this week.
Okay. All right.
Of course, you start Jordan Mason. Mason. You start any running back against the Cowboys defense because they cannot stop the run. So Jordan Mason should get fed. He should get fed early and often. I feel like Cowing is going to make a statement in this game, some way, shape, or form. For the Cowboys, I would probably start. You could probably start Dak Prescott, even though he never really plays well against us. But we're not the same team that we were the last couple of years that he's played us. Of course, you got to start CeeDee Lamb. You start your stars.
Right.
Underrated start this week may be Kevontae Turpin because the 49ers are next to last in when it comes to special teams. Like we always let somebody get with us on special teams because for some odd reason we can't do nothing on special teams. So Kevontae Turpin, he's one of the better returners this year. So
okay,
if your league does return yards, this would probably be the week you want to start up Kevontae Turpin. And as I say that, they probably found a way to play special teams how they're supposed to play. And then I start Kevontae Turpin because DK Metcalf can't go. So I start Kevontae Turpin and he suck ass this week. The Cowboys brought up Dalvin Cook. I don't think this would be the week to start Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, give it some time.
Give it some time. He got to get his legs back up under him because he really didn't look that good last year. He didn't look that good last year with the Jets.
Yeah.
He didn't look that good. And he had the starting role until Brees came back from injury. So he really didn't look that good. But give it some time. The Cowboys' offensive line ain't the Cowboys' offensive line that it used to be. So he's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work for his rushes. But if there's any semblance of Dalvin Cook left by the end of the year, he should have that role to himself. Because Rico Dowdle, he was the leading rusher, but he was only rushing for 3.2 yards per carry.
Right.
Steelers and Giants is the Monday night game.
Got the Monday night game.
We've gotten to the Monday night game. So this might be a decent match. Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe. Maybe. That Steelers defense is no joke. It's no joke. But you know what else ain't no joke? That defensive line for the Giants. They got a really good defensive line, and that ain't no joke. But I feel like you can start Russell Wilson if you have to. You can start Russell Wilson. Of course, you start Pickens. I'm starting Freiermuth. Najee, are we comfortable with Najee? And I'm asking you because
Hey, listen, Najee's been on a nice little run these past couple weeks, so I'm gonna run with him this week. I'm gonna go ahead and load him up and pray for the best. You feel what I'm saying?
So no more 1.7 yards per carry.
Nah, hopefully not. Hopefully not, man. He's like I said, he's been doing really well these past couple weeks. So it's been really good to see. I just want to make sure that he continues. And like I said, hope for the best. I really think with Russell being back there, it's a good compliment. It's a good compliment getting that running game going. So we'll see. We'll see. I definitely feel good about Najee this week though. Najee and George Pickens.
Malik Neighbors, if he's out there, you start him.
Yeah.
don't. You can. To me, if Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson are out there together, you start both of them. You start both of them. Because if Daniel Jones drops back 35 times, 20 of those times he's going to Malik Neighbors, the other 15 he's going to Wan'Dale.
Facts. So I need Daniel Jones to pick it up. Whatever's going on with this Giants offense, though, it's been stagnant these past 2 weeks. I think they haven't scored more than 7 points the past 2 games. So they got to figure it out. Because Wan'Dale had 9 targets, 6 catches for 23 yards last week. That's unacceptable.
Where's this game at? Is it in Pittsburgh or is it in New York?
I think it's in Pittsburgh.
If it's in Pittsburgh, Daniel might have a good game. If it's in New York, don't count on Daniel Jones to have a good game because he has not thrown a touchdown pass in New York in over a year. So
what?
Yeah, that's another crazy stat.
He hasn't thrown a touchdown at home in over a year.
Yeah, it might be longer than that. Hold up, let me see. Daniel Jones touchdown.
Yo, you can't make this shit up, bro.
At home. Let me see, because the last time Daniel Jones threw a touchdown, the NFL, the last time Daniel Jones, 663 days ago. So it's been over 2 years since he's thrown a touchdown at home. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being a season ticket holder and you come to these games and your quarterback is not throwing a TD pass? That's crazy.
And then y'all got the nerve to let Saquon go. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
They stupid.
Right.
Extremely stupid. But that was your starts and sits of the week. We didn't do this before the whole thing that we went on. So we got to do this for you.
Starts and sits of the week.
All right. Now we on the Q&A. All right. So these are questions that people are asking in fantasy football. So this one guy wants to know his options at flex. Mr. Ricky Smith wants to know his options at flex. He has Chubb, Waddle, Christian Watson, and Rashad Bateman. So pick one.
Waddle.
Yeah, with Tua coming back, I feel like Waddle is a good choice. But like you said earlier, if Zay Flowers isn't playing, Rashad Bateman might be a good spot too. Right. Chubb, right. I want to give Chubb a couple more weeks before, I feel like I want to run Chubb out there. Like give him a couple more weeks to really. When is Cleveland's bye? Did they have their bye already? If they haven't had their bye already, I'll probably want to wait until the bye is over. I feel like with Winston under center, especially if he's under center for the rest of the year, that's definitely going to help out Chubb. Because Watson, I don't know what Watson was doing, but he wasn't going to help out no Chubb. Yeah. What better QB start? What better QB start? I'm debating doing Tua or Mahomes or Wilson versus the Giants. So
Tua, Mahomes, or who?
Or Wilson, Russell Wilson.
Tua, Mahomes, Wilson.
I'm gonna go Tua.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Tua. I'm gonna go Tua. For one, Tua has a better matchup because who is Tua playing this week? I forgot who he's playing, but I felt like Tua has a better match. He's playing the Cardinals. Yes, Tua has a better matchup, way better matchup, and he has more weapons.
Right.
So I'm going with Tua.
Yeah, I like Tua too.
If DK is out, Roma Doomsday or Christian Watson.
Ooh. Odunze hasn't had a really like eye-popping year, but Watson hasn't either. So that's a tough one.
I like a
I would say,
Doomsday coming out of the bye.
yeah,
Coming out of the bye, I like a Doomsday because I feel like his targets are gonna go up. Hopefully, we see another game for Doomsday like we saw against the Colts, where he had 11 targets, 6 catches, 112 yards, and a TD.
Yep.
All I've been hearing all off season is Caleb and Doomsday were like best friends. They were like best friends. And so eventually, that's going to start showing itself on the field. If it's showing in practice, it's eventually going to start showing itself on the field.
Right.
So yeah, I would probably out of the bye, I would probably run with a Doomsday.
I like it. I ain't mad at it. At all.
So tough decision. Brees Hall starting RB1, but I need to pick 2 more. Gibbs, Mason, or Swift. Gibbs is an automatic start.
Yeah.
Gibbs is an automatic start. Now the decision: who do you trust more? Swift versus the Commanders or Mason versus the Cowboys?
The Cowboys. I think Mason's been more consistent this year, right?
Yeah, but Swift has been coming on as of late. I don't know what went off, but a switch went off with Swift, and Swift just been going off. But
they finally started handing him the ball.
yeah. At least Mason is going to get the ball.
Right.
It's never a question if Mason is going to get the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a question if Swift is going to get the ball.
Right.
But it's never a question about Mason getting the ball. So with that being said, I would go tried and true Mason.
There we go.
I would go Jahmyr Gibbs and Mason.
Yep.
And I got all those guys on one team, by the way. I got Brees Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Mason, and Swift all on one team.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's like on my little standard team. I got Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Chuba Hubbard, Kareem Hunt, Bucky. Like I just got a whole bunch of running backs. I'm like, how did I get all these dudes? Crazy.
And now here comes the well, hold up. Because that was the end of the Q&A. I ain't got no more questions. So now comes the part everybody's favorite. Call your shot.
Call your shot.
All right, Mr. Brick.
What's happening?
Who you got?
All right, for my call my shot this week, I actually wrote it down earlier. I like Tyler Lockett. I ain't gonna lie. With DK being out, I really like Tyler Lockett's shot. I see him with maybe 9 catches, 92 yards in the tub. Hopefully, we'll get a nice shootout between Seattle and Buffalo. So I got Tyler Lockett for the call your shot this week.
Okay. Boulevard sent me his call your shot earlier. He says he got Saquon over 120 yards and 2 TDs.
Okay.
All right. I'm calling my shot on Drake May tomorrow. Drake May's
Drake
gonna have
May.
he's gonna have his first 300-yard game of his career tomorrow.
Snap.
He's gonna have 300
Against the Jets. Against the Jets.
Against the Jets, he's gonna have 300 yards. 300 yards and two plus TDs. 300 yards and 2 plus TDs. I'm calling it.
All right.
And now everybody knows who goes last. Calling his shot. It's the man with the most nicknames in fantasy football. Mr. Young Christ of Jesus, take us away.
Your word to my grandma's Thanksgiving plate. It's your boy Young Christ of Jesus, aka Riz Claiborne, aka Racky Chan, aka Papes the Snake Roberts, and I'm calling my shot. You heard? Today I'm calling my shot on Sam Laporta. With J-Mo being out for the next week due to him taking illegal R. Kelly supplements, I expect Sam Laporta to get his. You heard? Sam is going to have 7 catches for 85 plus yards and a TD. As the Lions have a freak-off party against the former Houston Baby Oilers. But don't mind me, I just be talking shit, you heard?
Every week, bro. Every week.
He called him the Houston Baby Oilers.
Every week, Young Christ has us in stitches. Every week.
Hey yo. Oh shit.
Hey, that was the call your shot segment, and now Garfield, do what you do.
And now, Garfield's Kicker of the Week.
After running Kyle's credit card bill up on DoorDash, I finally sat down to do my research. I like Chris Boswell this week. Steelers should be in position to kick a lot of field goals this week. Now where's that driver with my Stromboli?
And that was Garfield's Kicker of the Week.
Yeah, let's go, Garfield.
I like that, Garfield. That was a pretty dope kicker right there. Boswell, he's been crushing it. One of the more consistent kickers this year, in a year where kickers have been missing a lot. Like I knew it was going to be crazy when Justin Tucker was missing kicks that he would normally hit.
Right.
So yeah. Now we're gonna close this out with the sleepers of the week. So we're gonna be hard pressed in week 8 to find some gems, but we're gonna try to see if we can find some.
Sleeper plays of the week.
Sleeper picks. What are we looking at? Troy Franklin is 4% owned in Yahoo leagues. I spoke about Troy Franklin before. Troy Franklin is the number 1 receiver and one of the good friends of Bo Nix. So Troy Franklin and Bo Nix played together in college. Now they're playing together again in the NFL. I would imagine that eventually Troy Franklin is going to become the number 1 guy as he gets more acclimated into the league, because he started off not getting no run, and now over the last couple of weeks he's gotten some run. He had 2 catches, 31 yards and a TD 2 weeks ago. He had 5 catches, 50 yards last week. So you can see, like, it's starting to ramp up. Like, his targets are starting to ramp up. And what do we always say on the channel? Chase the targets. Chase the targets. Last week he had 6 targets. The week before he had 3. The week before, he had 2. As you can see, it's starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
You know, Bo Nix, that's his guy from college. I would say, hey, get ahead of this. I try to put the listeners, the viewers on with players so they can get ahead of the curve. I have Troy Franklin. I'm just waiting for the breakout. It's going to come, especially if you're in a dynasty league. If you're in a dynasty league and Troy Franklin isn't on your bench or your taxi squad, what are you doing? I can understand it in redraft leagues, but in dynasty leagues, you definitely should have Troy Franklin because the breakout could come sooner or later. Who you got?
Thanks. I'm trying to think. I really got 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the Bucks wide receiver situation earlier. I think Sterling Shepard is going to be a really good sleeper. I think he's going to be a strong play. He does have that injury concern because he does have a concussion history similar to Tua's, so that you do have that worry. But if he can stay healthy, I can see him being a very strong piece for the Bucks moving forward this year, especially with Godwin being gone for the year.
Okay.
It was Sterling Shepard for the first one, and then the other one was Cedric Tillman. We saw him blow up last week. I was really surprised. Like we said, we thought Jerry Jeudy was going to take that 1A position and kind of be the alpha in the wide receiver room for the Browns, but Cedric Tillman came out of nowhere, and with Jameis taking over that starting position, no risk it, no biscuit. We know he's going to be taking those deep shots. So I like Sterling Shepard and Cedric Tillman as my 2 sleepers moving forward.
Okay. I got a couple more sleepers.
Oh shit!
One guy, he's 1% owned in a bunch in Yahoo leagues. He's 1% owned.
Okay.
DJ Chark. We spoke about him. We spoke about DJ Chark earlier. There is no talent at the wide receiver position, at least no consistent talent outside of Ladd McConkey. There's no consistent wide receiver talent on the LA Chargers. If they don't trade for somebody in the next week or 2, DJ Chark is probably going to be it. He's probably going to be it. DJ Chark, we've seen DJ Chark do wonderful things in the past. We've seen that happen. So with nobody really in front of him to really put in pain, I expect DJ Chark to be fantasy viable. That's what I expect him to be. Let's see. Ricky Pearsall is not heavily picked up in fantasy football. He's 34% rostered. He ran some last week. I'm telling you guys from a bias standpoint, I've seen a lot of Ricky Pearsall since he got drafted. Like Ricky Pearsall has really been on my radar. Ricky Pearsall, and I'm not saying he's going to do that. He's not saying he's going to do this year. He may do this in a few games, but he has a Cooper Cup ceiling. He's a Cooper Cup ceiling.
Okay.
Rick Pearsall could be that he could be that guy for the rest of the year for us because we lost Brandon Ayuk. Okay. I don't really see him as a downfield threat. He's gonna be the guy that is gonna eat up all the targets over the middle because the way he runs routes, the way he runs extremely crisp routes. And that's what Kyle Shanahan loves in this system. He loves wide receivers that run routes and can get yak yards. I'm not 100% sure he's a yak yard guy in the NFL, but I've seen him do that in college. I've seen him make tough catches in college. Like I've seen that. You know, he's a Florida Gator. I'm a Florida State Seminole guy. I've seen Ricky Pearsall live, so I know how good Ricky Pearsall could be. Also, Jacob Cowing, he's 1% owned in the NFL in Yahoo leagues. Jacob Cowing is a guy that needs to be on y'all roster because Jacob Cowing is the guy that takes the top off the defense for the 49ers.
Okay.
And I wasn't really that caught up on Jacob Cowing when we drafted him, but like everybody who really follows football, when your favorite team drafts somebody, what do? You run.
Go look him up.
You run and go look at his footage and say to yourself, "What are you comfortable with that pick?" I went to go look at a lot of Jacob Cowing, and I'm like, "Yo, I kind of like this guy. I kind of like this guy. Like, he got speed, he got hands. He's a bit small, but he get loose. And he was the only wide receiver that could get free last week from the Chiefs press pass defense. He was the only one that could get free. He got loose and got down the field. And if Brock Purdy would have put just a little more on that pass that he threw, that would have been a touchdown.
Okay. All right.
So Jacob Cowing is somebody you definitely need because I watched him in all preseason. Jacob Cowing was a star out there in preseason. He was a star. I was proud to have that man on the roster, but Kyle Shanahan really doesn't like to play rookies. So now he has no choice. Now he has no choice. So
for real.
Those are a couple sleepers that you guys should look at. We try to get you guys ahead of the curve.
Yes.
What we got?
I got one more for y'all. Because only because I remember you saying it. The Giants defense, only because you were talking about the owning percentage. In Yahoo leagues, the Giants defense is only owned by about 5%. I think it's 5% last time I looked at it. They're a top 12 defense right now. So if you guys got the opportunity, go out and grab that Giants defense.
Yeah, that defensive line is crazy. They're crazy. You definitely want to start the Giants when they play like bum teams. You definitely want to start them. Because and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have the most sacks out of all the all the defenses in the National Football League. As of right now, they have the most sacks, if I'm not mistaken.
And they're only owned by 5% right now. 5%. Yeah. So make sure y'all run out and grab them.
Yes, because people see the Giants and they don't really understand. Like, people was late to the party with the Broncos. They was like, "Oh, the Broncos, they're trash this year." But the defense is not.
In my money league, I ended up going and scooping up the Broncos, the Bears, and the Giants.
Like, a lot of people, they like to play defense by the waiver wire. I'm not one of them people. I'm not one of them. Right. I like to get a good defense and ride that defense until the wheels fall off. So I'm not switching out defenses every week because you can't live off that.
No.
You got to figure out what defense is that defense for this year. Like, we learned early that it's not the Cowboys defense. It's not their year this year.
Right.
Like, normally you could draft the Cowboy defense and you feel comfortable starting the Cowboy defense, but all the injuries, it's not happening this year. Buffalo has been a good defense starting off, but I think with the suspension of Von Miller, it made them fall back a little bit. But with Von Miller
got suspended?
Yeah, he got suspended. I think for PEDs.
Wow.
Hold up. Let me see. Is Von Miller back yet? Von Miller suspension. Or was it? No. Okay. According to an arrest warrant. No, he got arrested. He had 4-game suspension due to, I guess, assaulting his girlfriend last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So I'm not sure when he'll be back. I guess because it was a 4-game suspension I'm guessing. I don't know if he's missed the four games yet, but when he comes back, the Bills defense, as if they don't cut him, if the Bills don't cut him,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of teams don't play that domestic violence,
Right.
Like this is a black eye on the league. I'm surprised he only got 4 games for real. I'm surprised he only got 4 games. Like that's usually damn near a year suspension. I know they tried to get Zeke for that, and they couldn't even really prove that like it was a lot of evidence out there that the girl was lying. Like it was a lot of evidence that she was lying, but the league say, hey, after Ray Rice, we ain't taking no chances. We ain't taking no chances. You brush up against a girl, you getting 2 games.
Yeah, for real, man.
And I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at domestic violence because that's not funny. But it's just like the way the league just fumbled that whole Ray Rice thing. They fumbled that.
Right.
They tried to like sweep that under the rug, and I'm like, nah, not this day and age. You're not sweeping like TMZ. They gonna get that footage. They gonna get that footage. They gonna get that footage. If TMZ don't do nothing else, boy, they gonna get that footage. They don't care what they gotta pay to get it.
Really,
An NFL player did what? Let me get that.
Right. Hey, listen, they going for shit. You just seen they just got the Diddy footage for $50K. Come on, man. They going.
Yo, TMZ not playing. TMZ is not playing. They are not playing. They are not playing. If you got any kind of scandal, boy, and it's on camera, they paying whatever for it.
Hey, come up off that Playboy.
Right. That's why I'm like, bro. I'm like, I know there's a lot of football players from back in the day looking at TMZ and going, whoo, thank God they wasn't around when I was playing.
Hell yeah.
I know cats like Lawrence Taylor is happy. There wasn't no TMZ out back in them days. Wasn't no social media.
Yeah.
Boy, players were living like demons back in the day. And getting away with
Demon time.
And getting away with it. No more.
Not anymore.
Y'all asses better be model citizens from now on or lose all that money.
Hey, you better tread that line real carefully, buddy.
Real carefully. Before you even think about putting your hands on your woman, you better go to practice.
Hey.
Take
I'm
it out.
Say a little prayer for you.
Take it out. You better take it out on a quarterback.
For real, Jack. They ain't playing that shit, man.
That is our show for tonight. I am happy that my boy Rick showed up and showed out. We're gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring him back for some more episodes, y'all. Because Rick is he's very knowledgeable of this game, and I've known that since the day I met him, that he's very knowledgeable of the game of football. I'm trying to remember who is the guy the player that you put me on with back in the day. Back in the day, it was one player that you just kept saying his name. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think he played for Tennessee.
Was he good?
Yeah, he was good. I want to say it was Stephon Diggs before he blew up. I want to say that's who it was.
It might have been. I know I got on Josh Allen early, and I got on Diggs early. I had Josh Allen rookie year because that's when he was running all them touchdowns. I was like, oh, bro, he's going to be a beast. So.
I used to call him White Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That was a nickname me and my homeboy had for Josh Allen in his first couple of years. He's calling him White Cam because that's how he played. He played like Cam Newton. Man. He played like Cam Newton, and then he finally got him a wide receiver. He finally got him a wide receiver and turned into Steve Young.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you having me, bro. It's always a pleasure coming through. If you ever need me, just hit me up.
All right,
Yes,
we're about
sir.
to be out of here, y'all. We're gonna see y'all on the week show.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Adventures podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Links in the description.